Hello everyone and welcome to Send You a Message, the Inside Xbox show where we answer Xbox related questions from you, the Xbox Live community. You right there, Dan?
Yeah, well, I was just looking through this list of winners of the recent British Academy Video Game Awards and I see I've been overlooked again.
Yes, possibly because you're not a video gamer and therefore ineligible for an
No,
award.
not me. I mean, my video game, The Magical Danmar Adventure featuring Danmar. I mean, I haven't actually got round to making it yet.
Again, possibly the reason for your lack of a BAFTA.
But inspired by Tim Schafer's recent Kickstarter successful Double Fine adventure, I am currently funding development of the game through Kickstarter. So let's have a look at the progress, shall we? No pounds.
No pounds, yeah.
No pounds. To be honest, I'm probably going to need a bit more time. So guys, please donate whatever you can. The game will have guns and dubstep and free running.
Maybe we should just get on with the show.
Yeah, all right,
Just
fine.
leave that going.
Aaron Wonderwood is asking for info on a video game adaptation of The Walking Dead.
Yes, this is the video game version of the Walking Dead graphic novel by Robert Kirkman, which is currently a popular TV series about people arguing in the woods near some zombies. The game adaptation is being put together by Telltale Games, the guys behind the episodic Monkey Island and Sam & Max games, as well as the recent Back to the Future and Jurassic Park games.
It's set in the universe of the comics, but you won't be playing as Rick Grimes. Kirkman felt it would be more interesting to focus on a new group of survivors, and the story takes place at the very beginning of the outbreak while Rick is still in his coma.
You play as Lee Everett, a man convicted of a crime and being transported to jail when his police transport car crashes, offering him a chance at escape and redemption. Telltale has promised that the game will let you see locations and events from the books firsthand from a different perspective, like how Herschel's son Sean ends up in the barn.
You opened the door and walked in?
You're going to have to play the game to find out.
One thing Telltale is keen to stress is that the gameplay won't be like Jurassic Park in that QTEs aren't a major part of the game, and you'll have full control over your character. It's not going to be a Dead Rising style zombie slayathon either. Combat is said to be sparse and harrowing, and you'll be trying to avoid the undead more than engage with them. You'll also be forced into making difficult decisions against the clock, with the consequences of your actions being felt in future episodes.
Like the rest of Telltale's output, The Walking Dead will be released episodically via Xbox Live Marketplace. There'll be 5 episodes released monthly, each about 2 hours in length. The first one is set to hit in late April, and they're due to cost 400 Microsoft points apiece.
Now remember guys, I am creating the Magical Danmar Guns and Dubstep adventure, so please donate to the Kickstarter page and we can get the project off the ground. It'll also feature incredible footballing sections and some of those furious birds in it. Also, cars?
Stop plugging your Kickstarter.
Look, it's working. The money's rolling in.
This is at best annoying and at worst immoral. Just get on with the questions.
Yeah, sorry, right, okay.
Ex-Dead Sabotage, Lewis Frampton, Jack Carter, Leanne McAllister are just 4 of many people who've been demanding a release date for Minecraft. Techno1712, Reese Unwin, David Palmer and Bodie Mack are just 4 of many people demanding a release date for Trials Evolution. What do they have in common? They're all about to be on the receiving end of a truth bomb.
Yes, we don't know. Oh, wait, we do. Sorry, force of habit. With the House Party campaign done and dusted, Xbox Live Arcade is soon to be treated to another season of top draw titles in the form of Arcade Next.
Starting on 18th of April and running over 4 weeks, Arcade Next kicks off with Red Lynx's massively anticipated sequel, Trials Evolution. There's very little else that needs to be said about it, save for the confirmed fact that I will once again destroy down every track.
Hey!
Stating the facts. I should also mention that Red Lynx has taken the level editor to a whole new level of creative freedom, allowing you to not only devise new tracks, but also tinker with things to such a degree that you can create entirely new games. It's already been reported that some clever souls have managed to knock together first-person shooters, flight sims, and even a working game of table football.
The following week sees the release of Climax's Ultra Grisly Bloodforge, an incredibly visceral third-person action game set in a fantasy universe that makes Game of Thrones look positively chipper. As the title implies, there's absolutely gallons of the red stuff, most of it spilling from the brand new orifices that hero Crom has carved into his enemies.
Ew.
Just stating the facts. As you can see from the footage, Crom has access to a wide variety of pointy things and heavy blunt things, as well as spectacular rune attacks, which he uses to be a very kill man indeed. Decapitations, dismemberments and disembowelments all feature copiously, so it's definitely one for the mums.
Next up is Fable Heroes, a unique fusion of action, RPG and board game that transforms Albion into a cute and colourful world populated by adorable puppets and squashed versions of classic Fable creatures. 4 players can team up, which ostensibly gives the impression that it's basically Castle Crashers in Fableland. However, Heroes is much more of a balancing act as it adds an element of competitiveness to the cooperative play. Defeated enemies drop gold coins, which you can spend to level up your character, so while you're all battling to keep each other alive, there's always a mad scramble to claim the loot too.
Last and most certainly not least, on the 9th of May is Minecraft, a game that's already enraptured millions of PC gamers and will inevitably do the same for the Xbox crowd. This is sandbox, or more appropriately, sandblocks gaming at its purest, giving you the freedom to build whatever you want in its charmingly lo-fi world. It's not quite as sweet and tranquil as it first appears though, as you also have to ensure that you're prepared for nightfall, because that's when the monsters come out. So fine, build that roller coaster or statue of your own face, but just make sure you've got a decent shelter and are tooled up to fend off exploding zombies too.
Arcade Next looks set to be the greatest selection of XBLA titles yet, no small feat, and the extent to which Trials Evolution and Minecraft allows gamers' imaginations to run riot could mean that Call of Duty and Battlefield will soon be up against some unlikely competition in the popularity stakes.
Okay, Gil Burns is either a fish disease or a guy with a question about Dishonored.
Guessing the latter.
Okay, on an unrelated note, do you need any fish ointment?
I do not. So, Dishonored, the first-person stealth action game coming our way soon from Bethesda, from some of the minds behind Deus Ex and Thief Deadly Shadows with a dark steampunk aesthetic.
Is steampunk the one where everyone has robot arms and wears purple visors?
No, that's cyberpunk. Steampunk's the one where everything's covered in cogs and watches and everyone wears top hats and has goggles.
Right, with you. You play as a supernatural assassin called Corvo, who was the protector of the Empress in the city of Dunwall. Now, he's falsely accused of her murder and has to clear his name by killing a bunch of people.
So he'll be cleared of one murder by committing like a dozen more.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Excellent. Dishonored doesn't mess around with the supernatural part of the supernatural assassin thing either. Corvo can teleport short distances, stop time, possess people and animals, and even summon swarms of rats to attack enemies, infiltrate inaccessible areas, or just get into the bins annoying everyone.
Much is being made of the amount of player choice offered by the game. The environment is stuffed with multiple pathways, verticality, and hidden routes. Everyone can be eliminated non-lethally, even boss characters, and a chaos system tracks how disruptive your actions are, shaping the world to reflect your playing style.
It'll be up to you how you approach your missions, whether you want to go in all flintlocks blazing or sneak in across the rooftops. Whichever way you go, it's looking like Dishonored is going to have a lot to offer gamers, so keep an eye out for more on this game coming to Inside Xbox very soon.
Right, come on guys, final push for the Kickstarter. The game will include cats, or dogs, whichever one you like best, and the disc will be made of ice cream. Day 1 DLC! Yes, we hit our target!
Seems like a very specific figure.
It's all been worked out, you just carry on with the questions.
Why are you on eBay?
Questions!
Alright, so next up, the King of Insane wants to know about upcoming LEGO games.
Haven't they done LEGO everything now? I lost count after LEGO Eraserhead.
They have done LEGO most things, yes, which might be why they're revisiting one of the best outings for the new LEGO game, LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes.
As the title suggests, LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes, you won't just be playing as Batman and Robin, but other DC superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Green Lantern. The full lineup is yet to be revealed, but fingers crossed for some fan favourites making an appearance as playable characters. I'm holding out for my favourite DC superhero, Matter-Eater Lad.
No one's favourite DC superhero is Matter-Eater Lad.
Oh, come on, he's so relatable.
These superheroes are all teaming up to take on the Joker and Lex Luthor, who have joined forces to destroy a city brick by brick for unspecified reasons. We're also promised vehicles like the Batwing and Batmobile. Maybe Wonder Woman's invisible jet will make an appearance as well.
What? Wonder Woman has an invisible jet?
Yeah.
What? Is she invisible in it?
Sometimes,
Well,
yeah.
hang on, can't Wonder Woman fly?
Well, yes, but only post-crisis, because you see, she went with
forget
Hermes.
it! Anyway, nothing firm on a release date as yet, but expect it sometime around summer, Bat fans.
David Rockey wants to learn himself some guitar, and so he's keen to know if Rocksmith is coming to the UK.
Well, don't fret, David. Fine, because Ubisoft has finally confirmed that Rocksmith is coming to the UK on the 14th of September, although there's still nothing confirmed for the rest of Europe.
Would-be American rock stars have been learning to shred with Rocksmith since last October, but the release of the learning tool was delayed in the UK due to a name clash with a band that nobody's ever heard.
And you heard correctly, Rocksmith is definitely a learning tool. It's certainly not vying to be the next rock band because its focus is on teaching you how to play the guitar using a game-like interface to make it less intimidating than learning music theory or tab. The real beauty of it is that it's compatible with practically every electric and electroacoustic guitar out there thanks to the real tone cable, a nifty little USB device that translates your guitar's analog signal into a digital one.
One thing it does have in common with Rock Band is a lineup of classic tracks to practice and perfect. 50 tracks are available on the disc, including Blur's Song 2, Interpol's Slow Hands, and Nirvana's In Bloom, and more will be made available as downloadable content. There's also something called Guitarcade, which teaches you to perfect your techniques while killing zombies and playing baseball.
I see, now that would encourage me to learn the guitar. I'd probably get a bit more use out of this thing too, but yeah, I think it's broken though, listen.
Hey, let me have a go.
Robert Lindsay's taken time out from whatever it is he does now since My Family finished to demand news on the South Park game. Power to the people, he didn't add.
Well, Bob, it depends on which one you're on about, because there are in fact two incredibly different South Park games on the way from two very different developers, okay?
Sweet. Yeah, the first South Park Teneman's Revenge is actually due out on Xbox Live Arcade on the 30th of March, making it one of those rare XBLA games that isn't released on a Wednesday. It's a co-op platform action game that, with its 4-player co-op and 2D visuals, could be described as Rayman Origins, only with more swears and racist superheroes.
Avid fans of the show will remember the name Teneman from one of the show's greatest episodes, Scott Teneman Must Die, where a ginger-haired teen's attempts to humiliate a prepubescent Cartman blow up in his face in the most distressing way, and then Radiohead show up and laugh at him. The teaser trailer, an almost shot-for-shot homage to the brilliant teaser for Terminator 2, suggests that Stan, Kyle, Kenny and Cartman will be up against a new and improved Scott who's finally ready to exact revenge on his tubby tormentor.
And what revenge? He only goes and nicks Eric's Xbox hard drive, the dastard. Teneman's Revenge was present at the recent Xbox showcase and looks to be a real treat for fans of the show, with references galore, brand new dialogue and a ton of cameos. Brilliantly, the entire story is narrated by the Wise One, an elderly, super-evolved otter first seen in the episode Go God Go, who treats Cartman with the reverence he so richly doesn't deserve.
Then there's South Park the Game, a full-blown RPG from Fallout New Vegas creators Obsidian. According to a report from our friends at Official Xbox Magazine, you play as a new kid in town who's just trying to fit in. This being South Park, though, this means being a right violent little git, and so you, alongside Kyle and company, have to defeat hippies, goths, ginger kids, crab people, and underpants gnomes in traditional turn-based combat.
With a look and style that Obsidian admits is heavily influenced by a certain Nintendo mascot's own RPG series, South Park the Game adds an element of skill to the combat by implementing reflex-based events that will buff your characters if performed successfully.
Series creators Matt Parker and Trey Stone are heavily involved in the game, so you can expect plenty of digs at tired RPG cliches and bugbears, including unskippable cutscenes, tedious dialogue, and clunky exposition. OXM also reports that, like the series, the game will feature blood, crying, and kids being evil to each other. Lovely.
Sadly, recent reports indicate that Obsidian has been hit by a string of redundancies that has impacted the South Park team and led to the cancellation of an unannounced next-gen project. This probably explains the vague late 2012 release date, but don't be surprised if that slips.
And that's it for this week's show, but remember, your questions are the sexy, sexy Normandy crew members that are constantly distracting our Commander Shepard from actually saving the universe. So keep them coming into the gamertag Send You a Message or one of these alluring other ways.
Email them to sentyouamessage@hotmail.com or tweet them to us at sentyouamessage.
Or you can write on our Facebook wall over at facebook.com/send you a message. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Yes!
Did you just use that Kickstarter money to buy a BAFTA on eBay?
Look, as far as you or anyone else knows, I won this BAFTA legitimately for Dan Mar's Magical Guns and Dubstep Day 1 DLC adventure. And it'll say that too if I can just scratch off this name.
Yeah, you spelled Dan wrong.
Look, you're a Dan wrong.